You need more bruising? Oh yeah, on the phone with your friends again. Yep. Same story.
Oh my God.
Do you need to accidentally fall again? You see what happened to your hand when you accidentally fell? Does it need to happen again? Do you need more bruising?
What is wrong
I'm just
with
telling you should be dressing.
If you've ever sat in your car after a hard conversation, hands on the wheel, heart racing, wondering if you're overreacting or finally seeing clearly, this is for you. That tightness in your chest isn't confusion. It's your truth trying to break through. This video isn't just a story, it's a mirror. And by the end, you won't just feel understood, you'll feel permission. Permission to trust what you already know, permission to choose yourself without apology. Let's walk through this together, like two sisters talking late at night. No judgment, just real.
Appropriately.
I'm wearing a nice, elegant dress.
No, you're putting yourself on display for everybody to see. We all know what you're doing. You're an attention-seeking... Oh, I want to say the words, but I'm not gonna. Because I know you're probably recording again for your friends.
I'm not recording anything.
Oh, yeah. It's like you're trying to impress everybody else other than me. Huh? Are you dressing like that for me? Because I'm the one who says don't dress like that. And you're still dressing like it, so clearly it's not for me. It's clearly for somebody else.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. You're sorry?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. How about you give me your phone?
I'm sorry.
How about you give me your phone?
I said I was
Let me go through what you've been doing.
Sorry.
Get up.
No, I'm not gonna
do
No, I'm not gonna do. Oh.
Melissa, I come home from work. The house is all dirty. What do you do all day?
I've been working.
Working?
Just because you go into work and I work off my computer doesn't mean anything.
Working? It looks like you haven't been working because the house is all dirty. The dishes are still out. How about you go clean them? Like, because it's your job.
Those are your dishes.
I don't care. It's your job.
It's not my job. I'm your wife.
You are the woman.
Ever since we've gotten married, why have you started acting like this?
You are the woman. It's your job. You know what? I'm gonna go find another woman, alright?
Go ahead.
It doesn't even matter.
Go ahead. I don't care.
I'd
rather be with someone that does 50-50 and doesn't think the
I'll
women...
go get someone that does her job.
Okay, good. You go find someone. Good luck. Good luck finding someone that's gonna put up with your bull.
It's not bull. Now get up. I'll make you do the dishes.
No,
How
you're
about
not
that?
making me do anything.
How about you get up
away
and
from
go
me,
get
Tom.
the dishes?
Don't touch me.
Get up.
No, I'm not gonna do. No, I'm not gonna do anything. Back away from me. I'm serious.
Your job.
It's not my job.
Then get out of my house.
Okay, I will.
I originally wasn't going to share the exact reason why my husband and I separated, but I feel like I have been transparent throughout my whole relationship, the hard times, the highs, and I feel like I'm not the only woman in the world going through something like this, and if my story can reach someone who needs it, then I will continue to be vulnerable and to be open and honest. I have a lot of people asking me how I found out, and it was the obvious. She reached out to me. I feel like my story is a great example of what you do in the dark comes to light, because the infidelity happened last year in March, the day before our 1-year wedding anniversary.
There is a specific kind of silence that follows a truth that big. That is what just happened. She didn't chase clues. She didn't interrogate. The truth found her. And if you've ever waited for proof that you weren't crazy, that moment right there, that's what it feels like when the universe finally hands you the receipt. You don't celebrate. You just exhale. Because now you know. And knowing changes everything. That other woman didn't save her. She just handed her the key she already had. The lock was never the problem. It was believing she needed permission to turn it.
He was on his friend's bachelor trip, went out, and obviously you can assume the rest. That happened in March, and I did not find out until July. I had a video go viral on Instagram, and it came across her Instagram Reel page, and when she saw it, she said she recognized him immediately. She reached out to me, gave me all the details. If she did not reach out to me, I quite literally never would have known, and that terrifies me. The night they met, he did not give her his full name. He gave her his nickname, so she wasn't able to find him on social media. They never followed each other on social media. They never spoke after. He didn't even remember her name. So that in itself was something that I knew that I would be traumatized about forever, because you quite literally just never know. And by the grace of God, my Instagram reel came across her page, and that's how I found out. In the beginning, I was devastated. Obviously, I'm still devastated now. It's been 7 months since I found out. It genuinely hurts a little less. And in the beginning, it was obviously really, really hard. And I wanted to make it work, genuinely, because I loved him. We were married. We took vows. My marriage was very sacred to me. And I know his character. I know his heart. And I genuinely believe like he made a mistake. I genuinely believe it was one night. But in the end, that there was just a lot that meant to me. There were 3 factors that ultimately created like a mental block and like a wedge, and made me really walk away from my marriage. The first thing being the principle of it. Like, he knew what he was doing. He made a choice at the expense of my emotions. He knew I would be devastated if he found out this. He knew that this was my worst fear. I always begged him, like, please don't ever cheat on me. Please just leave. Like, that's the one thing that, like, I could never forgive you for.
That right there is the whole thing. Everything else in this video is just the evidence. He didn't slip. He didn't make a mistake. He weighed your heart against his desire and chose. And she named it. Not he messed up, not we had problems. She said he knew. That word changes everything, because now it's not about forgiveness, it's about consequence. You cannot rebuild trust with someone who looked you in the eye, knew your deepest fear, and walked straight into it anyway. That's not a relationship problem, that's a character problem. And she refused to confuse love with self-abandonment.
So he knew that, he weighed the risk, and he did it anyways. That thought and thinking like, you get to apologize, we do some counseling, and we stay together and live happily ever after, that just didn't sit right with me, because he would have lost nothing and I would have lost so much. It's so damaging, and it does so much to your mind and to your confidence. And I don't know, that just didn't sit right with me. I just couldn't fathom forgiving someone who knew what they were doing. And then in the end, you don't lose anything. You still get to keep me. You still get to have your family and live, this beautiful life. Yeah, no, that wasn't gonna work. The second thing is the love and respect that I have for myself. I was in a very, very toxic relationship before him for a very, very long time, and he knew that. And so I had gained a lot of self-worth, and like, I'm never gonna go through anything like this again. I'm not speaking for women who take back men after they get cheated on. That's between you and your partner. But me personally, I would have felt really weak. I would have felt really pathetic. I would have felt like I had zero self-respect for myself, and that just didn't sit right with me. I know who I am. I know what I have to offer. I know what I brought to our marriage, to our relationship. I know who I am as a mom. You don't just get to make this choice and have no consequences. You don't just get to make this choice and expect me to alter my boundaries and make me compromise my self-worth and my self-respect just because I love you. That was really the second thing. And then the third thing is, I have daughters. If they came to me in the future with the same problem, and I could, they had the same amount of pain and heartbreak that I had, and it changed their health the way that it changed mine, I would 1000% tell them, like, he doesn't deserve you. You should leave.
If you just felt that in your chest, good. That's your intuition recognizing its own voice. She's not just talking to her daughters. She's talking to the woman who stayed because she thought love meant endurance. She's talking to you, wondering if leaving makes you selfish. Listen, the advice you'd give your safest person is the advice you owe yourself. You would never tell your daughter to shrink, to wait, to earn basic respect. So why would you accept that for you? Your future self is watching. Give her something to be proud of. Drop a comment with one word. What are you choosing today?
This isn't normal. And how could I give that advice to my daughters if I couldn't take it myself? So those are like the main 3 mental barriers that I had. I just could not compromise myself in that way to give him another chance or forgive him, and really just downplay the severity of the trauma that he caused and the trust that he broke. And I also didn't want to get back in a relationship and spend however long rebuilding that trust when I can take that time and put it into me and put all that effort into myself and to my girls. At the end of the day, I was less scared to start over than I was to open my heart and be vulnerable again and allow myself to potentially get hurt or get cheated on again. It made my decision easier because I genuinely was scared to try again. I was terrified, and starting over is just less scary to me. As devastating as this is and unexpected, my world quite literally was turned upside down. I thought that I had the rest of my life planned out, and now I have no idea what my future looks like. I am doing a lot better now than I was 7 months ago. If my story helps someone find their own strength, then I'm happy to share, and I appreciate everyone's love and prayers and support. And yeah.
If a man ever says this to you in a relationship, you need to end that relationship right now and walk away. If a man ever says to you, you knew who I was when we got together, you need to end things right away. Because that is a man who has no intention of ever bettering himself. That is a man who is emotionally stunted, who will never change and evolve and grow with you.
This is step 3. Every woman who has lived this story knows exactly what comes after step 3. He freezes you in time so he doesn't have to move. You knew who I was isn't honesty. It's a trap. It's him asking you to sign a contract that says your growth is optional, but his comfort is mandatory. And she saw it. Not with anger, with clarity. That's the shift. When you stop arguing with the pattern and start naming it, you don't lose him. You lose the version of you that believed she had to stay small to be loved.
You will grow, and you will change, and he will stay the same, and he will weaponize that against you. He'll use it as an excuse to not have to do any of those things. You do not want to be in a relationship with a man who thinks that he should never have to grow and mature and change. You should never be the same person that you were last year. You should never be the same person that you were 3 years ago. Because guess what? Today is not the same day as it was 3 years ago. It's not the same day as it was the day that you met. You should never be the same person ever again. Because what's going to happen is your life is going to continue to change. Rightfully so, as it should. You'll go through hard times, and you'll learn from them. You'll have experiences from them, and he will not. He will not learn from them. The day you become parents, he's going to be the same person he was the day you met. And that's not a good thing, because life changes. Every day is never the same as the day before. And a man who weaponizes that mentality is not a man that you want to spend your life with. That is not a man that you want to commit to.
It was his 40th birthday, and his mom was throwing him a birthday party. And he said to me, "Are you ready?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll just meet you over there. I haven't gotten the girls ready yet." I knew the birthday party was going to be 2 to 3 hours. So I had that amount of time to pack everything I needed to take with me so that when he came back from the party, I was going to be gone. By the way, if you are in an abusive relationship, you do not need to announce to anyone that you're walking out. That's how women get killed nowadays.
Did you notice she didn't romanticize her exit? No dramatic speech, no waiting for closure. She packed while he was gone. That's not cold. That's survival. Leaving isn't a moment, it's a strategy. And the women who make it out aren't the loudest. They're the quiet ones who stopped announcing their plans to people invested in their staying. If you're taking notes right now, write this down. Your safety is not negotiable. Your peace is not a discussion. And sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all. Just go.
When he walked out of the house, I was ready. My brothers were waiting with a truck, and we loaded up that truck so fast. I mean, it took us less than an hour to load up the truck with one bedroom set, the girls' bedroom set, their clothes, my clothes. Less than an hour, I was out of there. That evening, he called me and he said, I can't believe you walked out, and I'm going to report you to the police because you stole the girls' furniture. After that, weeks after that, after I left him, he made my life a living hell. He would come and pick up my vehicle. He didn't care that I had small children. He could, when you're dealing with a narcissist, they don't care about anyone but themselves. He would remove my license plate. He was so damn petty. He was mad. He was mad that I walked out on him. How dare I? And if you can hear one advice, hear me when I tell you, be very careful who you lay down to make children with, because you're going to deal with this person for the rest of your life. Be very careful. After that, I filed for divorce. I paid for it myself. I wanted this to be done. I did not want a penny. I wanted my freedom and my peace. You cannot put a price on your inner peace, and I got just that. Next, I filed for child support, and please don't be one of those women that say, oh, I'm just not going to file. This is not for you. This is for your children. It is their right to receive child support, to make their lives easier, to have better quality of life. File for child support, whatever you do. It's not up to you. He has to be responsible for the children just as you are.
Every woman watching this has heard some version of what she just said. Some of us heard it yesterday. That voice in your head saying, maybe I should just handle it. That's not strength. That's programming. She named it. This isn't about you. It's about your children's right to stability, to support, to a father who shows up even when it's inconvenient. Filing isn't petty. It's protection. And if you've been carrying it all alone, hear this. Asking for what's theirs isn't asking for a favor. It's enforcing a boundary. You're not difficult. You're done being the only responsible adult.
The last thing he said to me was, you left me, but you're going to be catching the bus. I will tell you, it wasn't easy. I raised my two girls on my own. I went back to school. I became a teacher. It was rough. Financially, it was rough, but I would do it all over again. If you are in an abusive relationship, get out. You cannot change this person. This is beyond your capabilities. Don't stay for the children. They are sick of it. They are sick of the fighting. They don't want to be in that. They don't want to be coming home to the arguments. Don't think that you're doing them a favor. Get out. Don't even think about it. And you don't need to tell anybody your plans. Write them down. Keep them in a journal. Make your way out. Plan it out. Whatever you have to do, but get out. They're not going to change. This is someone else's mess. You need to allow another woman to come along and fix him. It is not your job, and it is not any woman's job to fix a man.
3 things I did that ended my marriage, and honestly, I would do them all over again. I gave up the good wife gig, and that was really hard because I like putting effort and energy into the things that I do. I take pride in it. I usually go all in or I don't bother. But the good wife identity is such a lie. And the moment I stopped performing it, things just got easier and quieter. I could finally breathe. The second thing is that I stopped carrying his emotional weight. For years, I may have been a full-time, unpaid, live-in therapist. Every mood, every insecurity, every emotional storm, I absorbed it all.
Tried to fix it all. Tried to understand things in chronological order. How did we get here? Where did this come from? I detached from that, recognizing that we are two separate people. My emotions are mine. Yours are yours. I felt immense freedom. And the third thing, and this is actually a telltale sign that divorce is coming, but I stopped imagining my future with him. When I looked into the future, I didn't see him there. I saw this wide open future space and he was nowhere in it. So yeah, those.
He thought that was a threat. She heard it as a calendar reminder to pack her bags. That's the shift. When you stop trying to fit him into your future and start asking, what does my future look like without this weight? She didn't lose a husband. She lost a limitation. And that wide open space she saw, that's not emptiness. That's possibility. The moment you stop imagining your life around someone who refuses to grow is the moment your real life begins. You weren't meant to shrink your horizon to keep him comfortable. You were meant to expand.
3 things definitely led to the end of my marriage, but they also led me back to living like a genuine person, rediscovering who I actually am. So if I had to do it all over again, I would 100% do those things.
You know, today is my 39th birthday. I just left the parking garage. If you guys have tuned in with me today, I shared some really good juicy stuff on my TikTok. But I have recently found the theme in my TikToks to be about vulnerability, transparency, and authenticity. Because it's truly liberating when you conduct yourself from that space. And I'm crying today because I was married when I was 19. I'm still actually married. I'm 39 today, so I got space from that relationship 3 years ago because I realized that I was abusing myself. I realized that I was shoving things down, and why I was doing that is because I wanted him to love me. And that's when I realized that I loved him more than I loved myself, and I needed to get out of it. So this kind of comes back to the theme of addicted to suffering. Don't be so sacrificial just in the sake of love for someone else to love you.
One truth to carry with you. You don't need a dramatic reason to choose yourself. Exhaustion is enough. Clarity is enough. If this video met you where you are, drop one word in the comments that describes what you're choosing today. Peace, clarity, freedom, whatever it is, name it. And if you need more conversations that see you, not fix you, you know where to find me. I'm here. You're not alone.